Pokémon Legends ZA, the newest Pokemon game, and I think there's only one thing the Pokemon community can agree upon right now, and that one thing is the fact that this game is by far the most controversial Pokemon game to have ever released. There's no like good or bad side about it. It's either, or like there's no in between ground. Like you either think the game is really good, the best Pokemon game to ever exist, or you think the game is the worst Pokemon game to ever exist. But here's the middle ground. Here's why I think that both sides have valid points and what I personally think about the game. And I am coming from a place of having been playing Pokemon since Pokemon Soul Silver, Heart Gold, and Soul Silver released. I think, what was that, Gen 4? Whatever generation Diamond, Pearl, Heart Gold, Soul Silver was, that was my first gen of Pokemon, and Totodile was my starter Pokemon in that gen. I say knowing that there's an Emboar currently following me. Do keep in mind, this is my second playthrough. My first playthrough, I live stream. Go subscribe and hit the bell if you want to see me stream this game. Also, do mind, this is my first time making a video about a game that is not Minecraft. I live stream different games. First time I'm making a video about a different one. So yeah, the point I want to get at today is why this game has been so controversial upon release, and there are a plethora of problems that we will discuss. And this comes from a person who severely loves the Pokemon games. Like, no matter what, I am always going to get the Pokemon game. I'm always going to have different opinions, but I'm always going to get the Pokemon game. The only generation I have not played, or the only game I have not played, is the XY games, which is funny because we're currently inside of Kalos, specifically Lumio City. So I feel like the first thing that we need to address when talking about this game is the fact that this is not your main line Pokemon game. This is not like Scarlet Violet. This is not like X and Y. It's not like Sun and Moon, Sword and Shield. It's not those games. This is a side game, there's like a word for it, I cannot think of it. Spin-off. It's a spin-off game. That's what it is. This is a spin-off of the main line Pokemon games. So yeah, do keep in mind, I'm playing this game actively while talking, so I am multitasking. Could I have talked and then put the gameplay over this? Sure, but look, this is my first time making a video like this, so we're going to see how this plays out. Worst case scenario, next time I just record the gameplay, record the audio, and just overlay them. That probably would have been the smart way to go about it, but you know what? I'm doing this my way. But like I said, this game is Pokemon Legends. It's a spin-off game. That is the word I was looking for. But you know, Pokemon Legends ZA is a spin-off game of the mainline series, just like how Pokemon Legends Arceus was. So yeah, let's get our expectations straight. We're going to be comparing it more to this game, Pokemon Legends Arceus, or Arceus, however you say it. I say Arceus. What do you say? But you know, we'll be comparing it more to this game rather than Pokemon Scarlet Violet, Pokemon Sword and Shield, or any other games that were on the Switch or Switch 2, or even on the 3DS, Nintendo DS, whatever the case may be for you. Clearly, I'm trying to like think of things off the whim. I don't do scripts, folks. I don't do scripts. Oh my gosh. Okay, the controls for this are slightly different than the controls for ZA. This is crazy. I didn't realize how different they were. Like, there's just certain buttons that are different. Like in ZA, B is to sprint, while in here it's to crouch. And then, okay, yeah, no, this is slightly different. Let's go back to the game that I'm used to playing now. For our first point I want to make about these games, I am in the wrong save file. The first point I want to make about these games is the fact that the graphics are not good. And when I say these games, I mean this game, not these games. I keep switching between ZA and Arceus. But for Legends ZA, the graphics are not there for what this game is. It's like, while the graphics are like better than other Pokemon games, I mean, that's just natural. With that said, the overall graphics compared to other games, and yes, I'm saying this, no, we don't play Pokemon games for the graphics. We never have, never will. Although the 2D sprites looked good, especially when you go into like the black and white era, black and white 2, where the sprites were like, dude, it's black and white 2 were genuinely really good looking games for them being 2D. But look at these buildings. They're not models. It is a flat texture. Like, these buildings should not be flat textured. They could have just copied and pasted the same model and give them balconies. But like, this adds no depth to the world, and this looks like it's not a finished game due to how the graphics are, which is not good. It was fine with Legends Arceus, I feel, because it wasn't a finished game. It felt like a prototype for future Legends games. But this, they had time to work on it. They had the budget. These buildings should not be flat. That's the biggest problem. It's like this through the entire city. It's just a lack of depth. And it's like, I get it, we're on the Switch. There's like graphic limitations, but they still could have done better. We've seen how Breath of the Wild looks, and I know that's like one of the biggest things, Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. Like, comparing these games to those when it comes to graphics, but it's like, it's a good comparison. We could have better graphics, and it's been shown the Switch and Switch 2 can handle it, especially the Switch 2. So yeah, graphics, that's on the end of how bad this game is. But let's talk about the good, why don't we? One of the best things to be given to us through this game is the battle mechanics. They are by far the best battle mechanics we could have ever had, just for the fact that it's more like the Pokemon anime. We all wanted a Pokemon game that was like it. Pokken Tournament gave us a taste of it, but now we have it in a like Pokemon game. Sure, it's Pokemon Legends ZA, not like a mainline XY Scarlet Violet Sword and Shield-esque game. But no, the battle mechanics are great, because one, it still matches the Legends Arceus mechanics where the Pokemon still attack you and you got to run around to avoid it. But on top of that, you can send out your Pokemon whenever you want, and whenever you run around, they can dodge moves if the Pokemon aren't busy attacking you. You can bring the Pokemon back when you need it. You can switch Pokemon at will. It is phenomenal. And then when you go to attack, you can attack them, and it's not like turn-based. You can do whatever attack you need to do at the time you need to do it. It is phenomenal. Okay, hold on. Where's this other Gengar I need to take out? Okay, let's use Metal Claw on that, and then we'll use Bulldoze. It will finish it off. Honestly, Bulldoze was probably the way to go at the start, but let's catch that Gengar. So yeah, no, the mechanics in this game have definitely been improved, and it's a fresh take on the Pokemon we normally know. And Legends Arceus expanded on the battle mechanics we had by giving us a strong or agile style moves, but this game takes that one step further and gives us a whole new battle system that we did not know we needed, and it's something that is really good, and it's the best part about this game if you were to ask me. Okay, we talked about some good, let's talk about some bad, and that is the map of Lumio City. Is there a problem with there being a map of strictly a city? Not inherently. Like, by itself, this map is not terrible, and it did not need to be bad. But jumping back to the only other Legends game that we have, Legends Arceus, I know I'm going back and forth, but you know what? This is the only game we have to compare it to, because again, we can't compare it to the mainline games because it's not a mainline game. It's a side game, spin-off game. NPLA. This is a single map of one of the areas in the game. It's like, these areas are relatively small, but they have a lot of places to explore. With that said, Pokemon Legends Arceus has multiple areas. We got the Obsidian Fieldlands, the Crimson Mirelands, the Cobalt Coast. There's another one here and another one up here. I don't have those unlocked because this is a playthrough I just started of this game. I have completed this game. I just don't have that save file on the Switch. But we get 5 different sections in this game. But for Legends ZA, we just got this single city. And like I said, inherently, a single city is not bad. The problem is, there is no variation in this city. Like Legends Arceus, we had 5 different biomes. Sure, some of them were similar, but overall, they were completely different biomes. You could find completely different Pokemon. While in ZA, this is the only different biome you got, and it's just one single wild zone with different weather. It does not change a lot. Like, it's just this one thing. Other than that, not much you can really do when it comes to exploring. And the Pokemon you find are pretty much the same through the entire map. I mean, it's so easy to like not feel like you're exploring a new area in this game from the fact that the city just looks the same pretty much all around. There's hardly differences between the sections of the city. Like, look at this area, for example, and compare it to this. It is practically the same looking thing. The biggest difference is there is a Pokemon battle arena here, and then this scaffolding, which you'll find that throughout the city. But it's like, there's not much variation. The buildings look bland. Heck, they're all copy and paste assets. They do not look good. But you know, when it comes to the map, it's very rinse and repeat, and you do not feel like you're exploring multiple different things. Like the sense of exploration pretty much runs out after you've explored all of the ground and all of the rooftops, which, yeah, you can explore the roofs, which is kind of cool, but the novelty wears off once you do it so many times and once you see like all the roofs. Not to mention, it's like there's some Pokemon that are strictly accessible through the roofs. Like, you can catch a Dratini up here, a Dragonair up here, but it is so hard to figure out which roof they spawned on because they are not different, or at least not different enough. There are slight variations, but they're not different enough for you to be able to know exactly where you are when you saw a Pokemon, and it makes trying to locate them so hard. So, you know, the map definitely could have been a lot better, could have been a lot more variety in it. And yeah, that's all I have to say about that. Now, in terms of the story of this game, I will say I've not completed the main story yet. I do have to preface that, but it's a lot of the same rinse and repeat stuff. Once it becomes nighttime, what you gotta do is go to the battle zones, which let me tell you, I love these battle zones. They are fun, but it's rinse and repeat every like couple of seconds. Like some of the main missions in the game are just to rank up inside of the battle zones by battling. So you'll go into here, you'll find people to battle, like this person, for example. It says knockout with a fighting type move, but that's a ghost type. That is not gonna work. So let's go ahead and use a rollout on this Shuppet. Poor Shuppet, it's gonna get KO'd instantly. But like, you go into these battle zones and you do these battles to level up your Pokemon, to rank up inside of the ZA Royale, as they call it, just like they do in Pokemon Journeys, where you rank up. Like, I find the rank up system so cool, and it's such a different take on anything we've had inside of Pokemon. Like, that I will say. I mean, especially early game in this, doing these battles can be really, really hard. But once your Pokemon get leveled up enough, it's just kind of like you spam buttons until you win. So that's kind of how this goes. But either way, these battles, I thoroughly enjoy the battles. I did not mention it during the battle mechanic, or during the game mechanics too much, but like, I love the ZA Royale. I love how you need to rank up and stuff like that. But once you do the battle zones, once you've done them multiple times, especially when you get to the point where it's like you just 1 or 2 hit KO everyone's Pokemon. So most of the story consists of doing this. I'm currently working with who I presume is the evil team in this game. Who isn't really even an evil team. They're just kind of a crime syndicate. I haven't really seen how evil they can be yet. But it's like, comparing what I'm dealing with in these games to like, let's see, what's a good game I can compare this to? I don't want to do the main line, and I don't really think Arceus had much of a evil team story that we could really compare it to. But it's like, I don't know, Arceus was about trying to figure out who Arceus was, figure out why you're stuck there. I needed to use a fighting type move. Well, here it's just like you go through, you catch Pokemon, you do the battles, you rank up, and all that stuff. And then also like the rogue megas and stuff. But I don't know, I just feel like the story just is not there. It's not compelling. I'm not playing this for the story. I am spamming through the chat. When games like Scarlet and Violet, I said I wouldn't compare mainline games, but I feel like it's the best way to go about this. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, their story, I personally really liked it. I wanted to know what was going to happen to what's his face's dog. I forget the full details. I haven't played Scarlet and Violet's story in a hot second. But it's like Scarlet and Violet at least had somewhat of a compelling story. Games in the past have had extremely compelling stories. This game does not, and I will stand by that. So yeah, when it comes to the story, this game is very much so lacking that. Like I said, the biggest problem is it's just like a repetitive process of doing the same thing over and over again until you get through it. So yeah, no, on the scale of having a good story, this just is not it. So yeah, we have the poor story, which does not compel you in any way. And then the final point I need to make, and this ties into two different things, and it's the price of the game. Because the problem is, this game is not worth 60 to 70 bucks. I'm fairly certain it's 70 on the Switch 2 and 60 on the regular Switch. Okay, yeah, no, I just confirmed. It is 60 bucks for the Switch 1, and it is 70 for the Switch 2. This game is not worth that much. I don't care who you are, but this game is not worth 60 to 70 bucks. I will stand by that. Like, as much fun as I have with this game, and again, I do have fun with it. I'm enjoying the new battle mechanics, and honestly, I just enjoy the Legend style of games. So don't get me wrong, it is a really fun game. And if we were just basing the game based off of how fun it is, I'd say yes, it is worth playing. Where the heck are the rest of these trainers in this battle zone? It's like, if anyone ever asked me, hey, is Legends Arceus a good game? I'm gonna say it's good, but it's too expensive for what we get. This game is a solid $30 to $40 game. I do not recommend buying this if you don't want to pay an overpriced amount for a game that does not give you $70 worth of gameplay. The graphics alone do not warrant this to be $70. Like, I commented this on a post I saw about this game. This game would be a good it would be a good 7 out of 10 game if it weren't for it costing $70. The price is what really makes this game a bad game. Because if you're paying $60 to $70 for a game, you expect it to look good, you expect it to be revolutionary, and you just expect it to be like this awesome thing. And this game just does not meet that standard. Again, it's a fun game. It's a good game, I would even say. Yeah, and it's like the stuff that is bad in this game would be justifiable if it wasn't as expensive as it was. I cannot emphasize that point enough. It is a good game, not a good price. If this was cheaper, I would 100% recommend this to everyone, but I cannot recommend this to everyone because this game is too expensive. And that's not even including the fact that on the day of launch, and I get that Legends ZA was a late released game. I completely understand that, but you have a $30 DLC at the launch of the game. This was not added later and should have been free. There is no way what is in this DLC is worth $30 on top of the 60 or 70 bucks you spent on the base game. So with everything considering, gameplay wise, 7 out of 10 game. It doesn't break any records for being the best Pokemon game in the world, but it is a fun game. Like I said, I've enjoyed playing it. A game by itself, price excluded, 7 out of 10, 6 out of 10 if you're feeling really critical. But with the price tag that is on here, with the price on the DLC, this is a 3 out of 4, a 3 or a 4 out of 10 game. I'm sorry, no amount of me enjoying this will ever justify the price in my eyes. I hate the fact that that's the case because I love Pokemon as a franchise, but I really think Game Freak has had their run with the games, and we just need to get this to another developer. I think that's what needs to happen. We need a developer that can bring freshness to the games, can add better graphics for one, because we are so behind on the graphics front of things. And it's just like, I don't know, like what they did with the mechanics, again, I absolutely love. It's just Game Freak has been working on Pokemon games ever since Pokemon Red. They need a break. That's not to mention they've been working on these games for so long, and they can just kind of get away with doing anything because the Pokemon community is going to buy the game no matter what. Like, it's how the Pokemon community is. But if we're going to keep getting these kind of games at the prices that we're getting them, Game Freak just needs to stop. We need a new developer that can bring something new, keep the good stuff. Like, I would love to see this battle mechanic inside of a future Pokemon game, but we need a game that is worth the price that we're paying for it. That is the biggest thing I can say about the price. It's just like, this game's not worth it, especially with the $30 DLC. If it was not for the price alone, this game would be so much better. Me almost saying King because I was reading King Shield. Yeah, I'm currently working on getting my full living dex of Pokemon. It's kind of a process. But hey, that is just my opinion as someone who's played these games since Pokemon Soul Silver release. So let me know what you think in the comment section down below. If you are new here, do consider subscribing. This is the first Pokemon video, actually first game I've made a video on other than Minecraft, live streams excluded. So I know if you enjoyed this content, do also let me know that by hitting the like button. I would love to make more Pokemon content and more content on other games. We'll see how this video performs. With that said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Go leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Have a nice day, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one.